Well, I was always lost. And so the self-doubt and the self-sabotage that sneak up on me. And I've been in the trenches before. It's so good. And I come up here, come carve cheer. But I didn't know what was going on. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Soraya Sasakia and I am a new YouTuber who makes content on dentistry, lifestyle, faith, and a little bit of wanderlust. Before I get into this video, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more engaging content. Okay, so today I'm going to get really real with you guys about something that a lot of us experience, not just dental students, but university students, people on a whole, and that is self-doubt. Now, dental school is tough, university is tough, life is hard, and I've had my fair share of moments where I really doubted myself and I personally felt as if I just wasn't enough or worthy to be in the dental space. Self sabotage is something that I have definitely experienced. I want to share my experience with you guys and also how I am working on overcoming self doubt as a dental student. I remember my first year, my first semester of dental school. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was kind of yesterday, but I remember it vividly. I think we were doing at least 8 courses, and I remember that there was a course. There is a course. It's called gross anatomy. I was just not the best in gross anatomy. I thought I was a really poor gross anatomy student. And I just remember going to classes and the teacher would ask questions, and I just remember everybody being able to answer the questions. I remember everyone being able to just recall the content, and I was always lost. Listen, I was always lost. And personally, I feel as if self-doubt, it doesn't hit you all at once. It is a slow creeper. I don't care what anyone else says. Self-doubt is definitely a slow creeper. And the reason I say that is because what happens is that there are multiple occasions where you start to doubt yourself. You still have some amount of confidence, but you start to doubt yourself, and then all of that just builds up, piles, snowballs, clusters, it clumps together until you reach that one point or that one day when it all comes crashing down. And one thing about me, I am a self-aware queen. So I know when something is wrong with me. I know when I'm in the wrong, and I just know when something is off. Okay? And so I just remember that course had me feeling like I was in the trenches. And I've been in the trenches before, and that course had me feeling down because I just thought that I was not the best at the course. I was always lost, and everybody else just seemed as if they had it all figured out and they knew what was going on. But I didn't know what was going on, and that is the first instance where I started to have a bit of self-doubt in dental school. Moving on to another course that we have, it is called Dental Anatomy and Occlusions. Now, Dental Anatomy and Occlusions has, because it's still there, has a practical aspect to the course. And I remember when I started the course, I did the first assignment and we got to the point where we had to carve the tooth. And I love teeth. I have a collection of teeth. I love looking at teeth. I love teeth. Oh, but what I noticed was that I was really bad at carving the tooth. I remember when I tried to do my first tooth, it came out looking like a chair. It came out looking like a chair. And I was really sad about that. Like, I was laughing because it looked like a chair. I was laughing because it was funny to me. One thing I'm going to be laughing. I'm a happy person.
Because I'm a happy person. I laugh all day long.
I'm gonna be laughing. So I was laughing, but I still felt some kind of way because I'm like, listen, I prayed prayers, cried tears to be in dental school, and I come up here, come carve chair. Really, really sorry. So, I remember looking around the lab and everybody teeth when them did a carve did look good. Everybody work did look good. I mean, I said, boy, it's so good. So one thing with me, I'm a complimenter. I if something looks good, you're doing a good job, I'm gonna let you know. And yeah, I got through both those classes with a pass. I got a C plus in gross, but my pass, so me not even a complain. Moving on to the second semester of year one, we started to do operative dentistry. Now, people, I saw the confidence start go downhill. And when I say downhill, I mean downhill. And I saw the self-doubt and the self-sabotage that sneak up on me. Alright. So, started operative dentistry, and I always thought that, I have good hand-eye feet coordination because I did clothing, textiles, and fashion. I'm certified in the course. I've been sewing since childhood. I started sewing with a sewing machine in high school, and so I have decent hand-eye coordination, right? Right? All right. Started operative dentistry. We were doing preps. People. The first prep I ever cut in my life. I'm not lost for words. I don't even believe that should be seen by the world. I don't even know if I have a picture of it. I probably have one somewhere. It was such a bad prep. It was such a bad prep, and then I kept going to the lab, and every time we would start a new prep, I would have a bad day. And then the worst thing about the labs was that they were on Fridays. People, every time I start a prep, I would have a bad Friday, a bad Saturday, and a bad Sunday. I would just have a bad weekend because I would leave the lab feeling less than. I would leave the lab feeling so sad because my prep just looked ugly to me, and I just felt as if I was doing something wrong. I felt as if I was not measuring up to my classmates. And one thing, I told you guys in the first video, comparison is the stealer of joy. Because why was I looking at everybody else prep? Why would I look at everybody else prep and I said, why that prep that look good? Which my prep that look like? Why was I doing that? Why was I doing that? And comparison is definitely one thing that leads you into self-doubt, leads you into self-sabotage, and leads you into you feeling less than. Comparison. Be careful. Be careful of comparison, because that was definitely the, what do I call it? The Kickstarter of me having self-doubt. Let's go on to year two, semester one. Now, in year two, semester one, that was definitely my full self-doubt period. I doubted myself through the entirety of that semester, and it shows. That's a story for our next time, but it shows. And I just remember feeling so sad. I don't know. I just remember feeling so sad, so low. And why? I remember that I kept thinking to myself, am I really cut out for this? yeah, I just remember to ask myself, like, that career, yeah, really feel me, like, I really have something for them because them prep you now prep like, oh, the prep them for the prep. And guys, may I tell you, I was stuck in a 70, what I call it, jail. When it came on to when it came on to the preps, I was stuck in a 70 jail for for weeks. For weeks, and yeah, rough. But I just remember thinking that to myself and asking myself, is this the right career path for me? Like, I really have something for them. And I said it to my best friend, and she was like, girl, hold up. And that's why I definitely recommend having people in your corner, because when I said that to her, or whenever I would bring like these things to her, like when it came on to the practical stuff and my hand skills, like, girl, come on now. Because one thing with me, I will not get it right, and I will not get it perfect on the first day of the prep. But the next week when I come, I'm cutting a good prep. I'm cutting a decent prep. But that first day would just always crush me. I'm sorry. The first day would just always crush me. Always crush me. Imposter syndrome hits hard in dental school, mainly because you are surrounded by a lot of people who seem as if they have it all together and they have it all planned out. And you have to be asking yourself, what am I doing wrong? Am I not enough? Am I not measuring up? You need to remember that you worked hard to be in dental school. And that is also what I had to remind myself. Like, girl, you know where I come from? To be here, to be in this position. Sometimes dental school can make you feel as if you don't belong, even though you earned your spot. And remind yourself, every time you feel like that, remind yourself that that spot, it wasn't given to you. It never free. You earned it. You worked hard in primary school. You worked hard in high school. You worked hard on your CSEC, and that is how you earned your spot. That is how you earned your position. Tip one, recognize and acknowledge it. The first step is acknowledging that you are doubting yourself, you're having self doubt. As I said, I am a self aware queen, but sometimes awareness slower. Like, there's a backlog. So as soon as I recognize that, hey, I'm really doubting myself and I need to stop it, I remind myself of where I'm coming from, where I've been, what I have gone through to be in the position that I am today. And I also like to sprinkle in the fact that there are a lot of persons who would have loved to be in the position that I am right now. That might be a little toxic, but it works. I have to remind myself that, girl, you prayed, you cried. Yes, I cried tears, real tears, real bawling to be in dental school. And as I said, I will be posting my story. I will be posting my dental school story, because for me, there was a period of time where dental school was looking like a nice dream, a very nice dream. And now I am living in that dream. I am living in that answered prayer. So I always remind myself of that when I start to doubt myself. Celebrate small wins. We don't do this enough. Girl, sir, celebrate the smallest of wins. If you get a good grade on a test, celebrate your win. If you get a good prep and your teacher say, oh, this is a beautiful prep, celebrate your win. Celebrate your win. Every P will pop up on the system beside your name. Every pass, celebrate your small wins. And sometimes all we need is a little push, a little motivation, but you don't always get it. So learn to give it to yourself. That should also be a tip. Now that I think about it, that should also be a tip. Learn to give compliments to yourself. You're doing your prep. Whoa, my hands are so steady. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Sometimes I find myself like really depending on somebody to say, "Oh, that's really nice." But the moment I realize that, hey, me can be that me somebody, and me can tell myself, say me I do a good job. Good job, Soraya. It helps. Celebrate small wins, compliment yourself, be kind to yourself, speak highly of yourself, because what you find in a lot of dental schools, we scratch that. A lot of university students, people overall, we tend to speak down on ourselves. Stop speak down for yourself. Speak highly of yourself, compliment yourself, cheer yourself on. If I only want somebody in your corner, be that person. My third tip is talk to somebody. Let somebody else, apart from yourself, know what you're going through. I find that talking to a classmate or a friend or even your mentor, it helps. Sometimes I even talk to my sister. My sister don't know what they're going. But I talk to her and I vent and I explain everything. Or talk to your parents. Like if you can vent to your parents, talk to them. Talk to your mentor if you have a mentor. If you don't have a mentor, go get a mentor. I don't know. But talk to somebody because it really helps. And sometimes they have gone through or they are going through the same thing that you're going through right now. Last tip is trust the process. Trust the process. Have you ever started a video and they're like, oh, by the end of this video, you are going to see that. And when the video first starts, you're like, no, baby, that is not gonna happen. But you stayed on that video, and by the end of the video, you're like, whoa, I'm so glad I stayed. I'm glad I trust the process. You need to learn that dental school is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's not an 100 meter, an 80 meter, not even 200. It's definitely a 1,500 meter. It's a full marathon, a 5K, a 10K. Yes, that is exactly what it is. And it's not how you start, it's definitely how you end. Okay? As I said, you have to become your biggest cheerleader. You have to identify what you need to work on and actually work on it. Because sometimes we can identify it, but we not work on it. We need to work on it. Have faith and also use affirmations. For me, prayer is a huge part of staying grounded in the worst of times. When the pressure gets too much, I remember to take a breath and lean on my faith. So use your affirmations. I am capable. I am smart. I am doing well. I will do a good prep. Write it out if you have to write it out. Look at it. Paste it up in your room. Look at it and read it every night before you go to bed. Every morning you get up. Affirmation is really good. Pull up an affirmation on YouTube. Listen to it while you're getting ready in the mornings. Look in the mirror. Say your affirmation because they definitely help. If you're struggling with self-doubt in dental school or anything in life, just know that you are not alone. We are all in this together and we are all capable of doing amazing things. Keep pushing, keep believing, and take it one step at a time. If you're feeling stuck, let me know in the comments. Drop a heart in the comment section if you have ever gone through self-doubt, and also leave a tip for somebody else on how you overcame it. Go ahead and like this video, share it, also subscribe for more motivational talks and dental school tips. My name is Soraya Sasakia and I will see you in the next video.